Hi, it's me, Mitchell James calling. Welcome back. In this video, I'm talking about Sweden Melodifestivalen semi-final 2. It was very long ago, I know, but for all you die-hard fans, I'm not sure how many of them are watching this, but you can interact with me about semi-final 2 and my thoughts on it. And then I'll do a video on semi-final 3 and 4. Yes, and I will do that now. So we're going to go over it. The great thing about Melodifestivalen is that although, yes, there are a lot of entries, they divide them into 7. So semi-final 2 had 7 entries, and I'm going to give you my top 7, rank them from my least favorite to my first favorite on the night to get through. So this would be like my top 2 is who I want to get to. And then I'll talk a little about the results in the end. So let's begin. Comment below. I always appreciate reading your comments as I am filming, and I will even answer and respond to your comments. So let's begin with my 7th favorite of semi-final 2, which was Livet by Jan Malmsjö. So if you can remember this one, I'm thinking maybe he could beat Serhat in kind of wackiness. Maybe if he was competing in Eurovision, we know Serhat's competing for San Marino, he could be a contender in beating Serhat. But I think this song is kind of pointless, for Melodifestivalen especially. Very pantomime, not really a strong... I just lost my notes. Not really a strong vocalist, but speaking most of the time I could hear. So this song isn't really current. It's unlike the elder woman who sang at semi-final 1, if you can remember that. Clearly, this is exposure for him to do some review in Scandinavia, but that's as far as it should go. I felt like it was kind of like the old school songs you hear in the 90s. It didn't really go with anything. So my 6th favorite would be, well, it was Nakna, regnet by Vlad Reiser. He's the best performer so far of this semi-final. Yeah, even though it was so down, I could see that he was a really good performer. And I heard great potential in the verse. The stage design and camera work is on point. His plastic clear sleeves are kind of random. And unfortunately, the chorus just went into a dance break with the beat dropping. Not my kind of song, as you may know. He never actually vocally showed anything of quality. Like I said, he really could present well, but I think it was a little bit of like a faux pas. He just led up to a point, and then the song finished. There was no, like, you hear there's something great is gonna happen, and then that greatness never happens. It was like a bit of a setup for me. He is more of a dancer than a singer, which is not helpful in a song contest. And I thought he was a little bit of a poser. I've know from my experience in the industry, a lot of people like this that have the charisma, and you're like, you could be a singer with that charisma. And it's like, you have to remember, you need to be a vocalist. A lot of times, maybe your calling is being a presenter or something like that. But yeah, he had a lot of spark. I remember seeing him, and he was being kind of silly in the middle part. I think he was a YouTuber. Maybe we can. I didn't look him up. Comment below if you have seen any of his YouTube videos. If I'm thinking of the right person, I think I am. But yeah, I just thought maybe singing isn't his strong point, but he definitely had the stage presence and everything like that, for sure. So my 5th favorite is of semi-final 2. Tempo by Margaret. Originally, I loved the stage with all the pinky, red, white colors in the backdrop. Check that out. Then she had people on the screens dancing, and they had this tricky camera work. When will Sweden learn from their mistakes? They had such a disastrous televote last year, and even though the jury really loved it and came second, maybe it's the risk Sweden's wanting to make, but I from what I could tell from the televoting last year is that the public were disconnected with the song. A lot of them felt like they were not even performing on stage. Like some people thought it was a live satellite or it was a pre-recorded music video, and they just didn't bother showing up because of how how tricky their camera work was. A lot of this makes it look like that. It makes me think of when Beyonce performed at the Super Bowl that time and had people, when she sang Baby Boy, and had the people dancing on the stage behind, like on the screen. And I think live, I mean, Sweden is breaking the boundaries, but maybe it's just too artsy for people to get into. So I'm only thinking of them. Granted, she also did have dancers on stage too, unlike last year where it was just him. And you kind of, I mean, France did this in their one, in the national selection. They had a guy kind of like inside a cartoon, but you could see at the end that they showed that this was all just on stage. So it kind of keeps people realizing, oh, they did all this on stage. Wow, now I'm impressed. So I liked that. It showed the relationship between her live performance and the backdrop. The song was just okay. Very safe, very basic. I felt like they wanted us to really get behind her. I'm not sure if she seems foreign. Maybe she's just of Swedish descent. I don't think she could even speak Swedish. I'm thinking, at first I thought it was Margaret Berger, the person who sang Feed You My Love in 2013. I'm not sure if I'm correct. And it didn't really look like it, so I don't think it's her. But I don't know too much about Margaret, so maybe comments below if you know a little bit about her. I'd like to be informed. But yeah, so I felt like they were really trying to get us to back this song for some reason, and I think she'd been in it before. Somewhat of a hooky chorus, definitely. Her English was a little bit murmured when she sang. She did look really nice, and I actually thought the choreography was great. So I'll just check the comments to see what anyone's saying. Granted, this is pretty early in the morning for my European viewers, but let's see. Don't have any comments yet. Okay, that's fine. It's understandable. So I'm going to discuss my fourth favorite. And my fourth favorite is Army of Us by Andreas Johnson. Not a fan of the rock dance vibe. It kind of devalues the song, but I like, there's like he's all like rock and there's like let the beat drop rock style. But I appreciate his strong high mid range of his voice. The song started in a pretty high range of the voice as it is for a male, which I found really impressive as coming from a technical side. He has the U2 sound. Maybe he could become the Swedish Bono. I didn't like him singing along in the octave down at the end when he sang "Us." A rather hooky, albeit simple and somewhat trashy melody in the chorus, and us chanting. So yeah, it was okay. My third favorite is I Do Me by Malou Prytz. A nice theme to the song, and she has a nice striking tone. Although I felt like this song was somewhat forgettable in the melody, and it goes around the middle of the melody. I liked her belts and trilling in the chorus. It was a well-produced song, but just okay. I'm going to check the comments just to see where we're at. No comments, which is fine. I'm just checking just to see. So my top two then would be the ones that I would have put through to the final. I love it. I love it. I love it. Woohoo. It just makes me think of Psy. There's a song called Love It, I think it is, or I Love It by Psy. I Love It by Oscar Enestad. I like the neon cube on the stage. Sweden has really good set ideas. I actually really like the melody to this song, but what is with the lyrics? My parents don't like it, but I love it. Some of these lyrics were like, I think whoever wrote this speaks English as a second language, or it's just like, it just makes me think of a song They Don't Understand by Dream Street. no one will know that reference. But check it out. Actually, I might put it in the link below. I tend to do that with some references. Check it out. But the lyrics remind me of the same thing. It's like, no one cares about us. Our parents don't understand us. Like it's like, so it's kind of childish, but I think he was trying to aim it at like a teen audience. But yeah, my parents don't like it, but I love it. Ooh, rebel. This song, as far as a radio song, is brilliant and ready for airplay and downloads for sure. However, as far as a competition song, I don't think it's up to par with dominating the Eurovision Song Contest. After Dance You Off, I would steer clear from cool pop songs. Needs something a bit more explosive. So I heard the potential. I think that it would make it to the final. It gives it the exposure. If it wins and goes to Eurovision, I think it would have some work to do to really impress everyone. But so did a song called Popular by Eric Sade, and he worked it out really well. And he actually did wonders at Eurovision and came second. So it is possible. My favorite of the semi-final two, hands down, is Hold You. Hold You, just unfold you by Hanna, Ferm, and LIAMOO. Okay, the verses are incredible. Possibly my favorite verse out of every potential Eurovision Song Contest entry. The chorus was still nice, but rather basic. The song definitely progressed, and I loved the middle, don't let me down. But it was like that song, don't let me, don't let me, don't let me, don't let me. I was going to work out what song that is, but I can't remember now. Don't let me down. Who's it by? Is it by Zara Larsson? No, I don't think it is. Is it? If anyone knows what I'm talking about, comment. If it's by Zara Larsson, then that's crazy because that's another Swedish popular song. But I did like it. It sounded just like it, but it wasn't it. Even though it sounded like that song already. Hanna definitely has the strongest vocals out of the two of them. I think having them as a duo, they work so well. I heard that LIAMOO competed as a soloist and was in like Idol or something. But as a duo, it just makes sense. They have great chemistry. I think it's such a smart decision and a good risk to take. But definitely Hanna does wonders for him. They have the image down really well. They look amazing. Both of them look like models. But Hanna has the strongest vocals for sure. The belting was out of this world. They have great chemistry, like I said, but kind of wish she was by herself at times. Not really, though. I think as a duo, they're great. But if she did this on her own, like next year she came back as a soloist, I would buy it probably if she had a great song. I actually think that this would have a good chance in the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, this was my favorite Swedish song until semi-final 4. So you will just have to see my video where I'm talking about semi-final 4. But I absolutely love this song either way anyway. That's my favorite. How did it go in the actual results? So the top two that got through was, oops, that's the wrong one. Top two that got through was I Do Me and Hold You. So I wanted I Love It and Hold You. I Love It is out. It didn't get through to the that round. Oh, I Do Me, I remember that one. So that was the one that was kind of like a school. She looked like she was in a school locker room or something with like, I didn't even mention this in my notes, but she's like she has like an Alicia Silverstone in Clueless kind of jacket and stuff, or like fancy from Iggy Azalea, really. Yeah, what did I have that as? I Do Me, I had it as third. Okay, I had it as third. That's right. I remember it was just okay. It was nice. It was, like I said, really well produced. I'd love to hear this on the radio for sure. For Eurovision, it would just kind of go it would just drizzle away, I think, in people's minds. So I'm not mad because I put this as third. And this semi-final 2 was kind of like semi-final 4, they really could have transferred some of those people into this one because this was like an okay one for Sweden standards. This was not the reputation they have. That no one was bad, but it was just, well, I mean, Leva. It wasn't bad, but it was just not really, it's not what we want from Swedish music anyway. My favorite, my favorite got through as well to the final, which was Hold You. And I think that's great. I think that will do well. I will be interested to see what placement that gets in the final. So yeah, and then the ones that got the wild card in this were wild card or second chance, it's called Army of Us and Vlad Reiser. Nakna, regnet. So Army of Us got, in my ranking, 4th, and Nakna, regnet got 6th. So Army of Us was the rock one, the U2 one, and the other one was the one that I thought was a little bit of a poser. So those got through to the second chance. Yeah, it's a shame that the second one, I wasn't like, invested in it that much, so I was kind of okay to lose it. But I would have put that through, if not to the final, definitely second chance. And then I think it would have got eliminated in second chance anyway. And I think that's what's going to happen definitely with Vlad Reiser. I just wasn't feeling, he really needs to show off something to me to prove that he is actually a good vocalist. Because, and that song was just a little bit like, let's see if we can work around his basic vocals. Yeah, so that's what I thought about that. Love to hear your comments or read your comments on what you thought as well. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to see my other Melodifestivalen review videos, which I'm going to be doing now, and my other review videos as well that I do. So until then, bonsoir Europe, and goodbye. Fly on the wings of love. Fly, baby, fly.